are going to do something different today. We are going to play 7 Days to Die. Just getting the chat set up real quick. There we go. Alright, we're going to start from the very, very beginning. So first I'm going to press the options button. And then I'm going to go into a new game. I'm going to select my character. Do a whole bunch of different choices. We're going to start with Hank. Alright, we are going to be playing private game. We're going to do Xaine. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we're going to change a few options here. We're going to change it to scavenger, zombies who never run, daylight length. Those are all good. Alright, drop on death, backpack only. That's what we want. Don't need any of those. And we are good to go. Let's go ahead and start. We're going to call this one stream. Let's do stream. Into the world of 7 Days to Die we go. Got my coffee, got my vape. Good to go. Now I've played this a little bit. Particularly with Jennie. Jennie and I were discussing what we would do for a stream. Save now. Some people, when they play co-ops, there are certain exploits that you can use, particularly with 2 people. We are not going to do that. This is going to be a straight game. And it looks like I am spawning in the snow. Give you a second to read through that. It's going to be the basic tutorial on how to get started. Shows you that in the upper right hand corner is your current quest lines or missions. First we need to craft a bedroll. So you pretty much start out with nothing, and when you click on the square it pulls up this menu. You have a crafting menu, character menu, yep, I'm a naked old man, the map, your skills and abilities and where you can add to certain things, and it goes over the different things that they help. These are your quests. This is your quest tracking. And this is the online stuff for players. This also tracks how many zombies you've killed, players, how many times you died, what your level is, what your score is, what your ping rate is, whether or not you're receiving stuff, whether or not you've got allies, and if you want to show on the map, then you can track people if they are your allies and how far away they are. Now down here, I'm going to shift this around a little bit. We're going to put our first aid, our food, our water, and then we're going to have a torch. Whoops, I dropped my torch. Don't want to do that. So hover over it and then diamond to pick it back up. Square to pop open your inventory. We want to put that in space 1. And then I'm going to R2 or R1 over to get it off of that particular one. Now I also want to go here and I'm going to triangle over this one. And I'll show you what it is. Base price is 160. I can sell it for 32. Hardness of 1. Different loads you can use, what it's used in, and I'm going to actually scrap that. Now this shows up down here as the time it takes to scrap, and what it's going to give me is 150 iron. Now you can crouch with the R3 stick, push it in, push it out. You're stealthy, and you see how it says undetected, so it's a little harder to see. Now when you're crouching, you can also R2, which is your primary action, which is an attack. Use that to swing my fist, and I'm going to hit all this grass. You can punch the ground, you can punch rocks, you can punch everything. It's a slow way to break through stuff. And I also picked up some snowberries. When you hover over the small stones, and triangle to pick that up, and we're going to need some of those. Okay, I have picked up 20. Now when you go here, hover over that and you hit your triangle and it shows you a couple different things. You can equip it, you can do recipes, you can drop. We're going to do left for recipes, and we want to hover over bedroll. Go over here, we want to craft one, so we're going to press up. We're going to craft that. Crafting shows you have 4 different slots for doing those. Now you see I picked up 2 small stones, 4 snowberries, 150 iron, and I have 8 more plant fibers. Now if you hover over something here and then you R1 it, it will pop it into the next available slot. Now you see it's also trying to place it someplace. That's why I'm going to R1 away from that. I'm going to go into this building. Door is unlocked. And what we're going to do here is we're going to L2 back there because we want to put our bedroll down. And there is an upstairs, so let's put it upstairs. Doesn't always fit everywhere, so. And then to place, you, whoops. Go back over there because I actually want to put it right there. L2, and that is placed, and it has finished that quest. Alright, so I have crafted the bedroll, I've done the first mission. Now it's telling me to gather some wood, some small stones, and I need to craft a stone axe. So I need to go find some more small stones. I have 4 of those. Now I have 5. Now I need to find some easily accessible wood. Now the trees obviously look like the best idea, but if you see these scraggly ones like this, these are only 15 toughness. So we're going to punch that 15 times and pick up some wood. Now in the lower right hand corner you see it says 12 and then it shows the icon for wood. So I picked up some wood. I'm going to hover over that, go to recipes. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do with wood. So if you go over these, resources, tools, ammo, weapons, Over here, we're going to do stone axe, and then we're going to craft one. Okay, now we're going to put that in our inventory. Now that's in our hands. So we need to gather 35 plant fiber, but since I'm right here, I'll show you. This is a 1200 toughness tree, and it's also giving me charcoal or coal because this is an old burnt tree. Probably some lightning damage on it somewhere. Different biomes give you different resources. But if you look at the status bar on the tool on the bottom, it is slowly going down. The tool itself gets damaged. So you need to be careful of that you don't break your tool. Now early on in the game there's a couple things you want to do. You definitely want to stockpile a bunch of wood. You want to stockpile a bunch of stone. You want to stockpile plant fibers. But we also have to do the quest line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you see the cinder blocks here. We're going to hit those a few times, and that's going to give us small stone. Alright, now we're going to go back to crouching and switch over to a different size, or the different one, the third slot, that we can punch. And I found that if you're crouching, this gets a lot easier because you're at the right level to do this. So this is what we call mowing the lawn. Now you gotta be careful not to hit your building too much because that's gonna be the shelter for the wall. We don't want to damage it any more than we have to. The zombies will do a good enough job all on their own. Okay, now I only needed 35, but I wanted to get a few before. Now while you're crouching, you can also use this tool. You can use this tool to get your grass if you want, but it does cause damage. And since we're in a snowy biome, I'm going to show you something interesting in a moment. I'm trying to break this axe first. There you go. Item needs repair. Now, you could hover over this and then repair it, scrap it, or drop it. We're going to scrap it. And we're going to make another one. We're also going to make a stone shovel. This is hitting the ground with the axe is not the best way, so we're going to use the shovel. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually picking up snow. There's a reason for that. I'll want that later. Go back to cutting the grass. Okay, now this is a trash pile. We're going to search that. Sometimes there's goodies in there. This time there's nothing. You go to the axe, hit the tire. Now, since it's early on in the game, they don't really throw a lot of zombies at you yet. I also have it set to relatively easy. Because I wasn't trying to do the first stream just like crazy zombies everywhere trying to kill me. Let's get back to doing this real quick. Sorry, I was minorly distracted by some household shenanigans. Alright, now here we have a very large rock. And we're going to whack that. You see it's 400. Now what you might have also noticed is on the bottom, if you see the torch has a 1, but it's off to the right. That's how many torches we have in the stack. The axe has a 2, and the shovel has a 4. That's actually the level of the tool. The more you craft, the higher they go, the better they are. Take a longer to break. And now that's split in half, but then there's still another rock inside. Gotta break that up. This is going to end up breaking this axe. Alright, so we go back in here. We want to craft another axe. Now the other thing that you can do is you can actually go and increase the number, and it'll craft 5 of them at a time. And then I'm also scrapping one. Notice how this one's a level 6, the next one is level 8. They go up and up and up. It starts to level off after a while. They don't go up so much, and then you start crafting several before you go up a level. Now, like I said, I'm utilizing the beginner status of this game a little bit to my advantage. If I had gone and crafted all of this clothing, it would progress the quest line, but I'm going to gather some resources first, right in the immediate area of this building. Just because I do know what those quests are going to be. So that was a total of 1200 toughness on the rock. It didn't give us 1200, we end up with a total of 94 now. We had a couple before. Now if you see in the distance there's a deer. I don't have any type of weapon with which to shoot the deer. But later on in the game you can kill those and gather their meat. Now you also notice that I'm right on the edge of the snow biome and the next biome. Scared the deer off. Alright, broke that one. So we are going to scrap that. And we're going to use the level 8. Now if you look in the title of the video, it said solo and co-op. Jennie is not currently on, but once he gets on, I will invite him to the game, and we will start some of the co-op play stuff. Now on the lower left hand side of the screen you'll see my health and then my stamina. My stamina has dropped down to 1, so I'm actually swinging not very well. The higher your stamina, the better your swings, the better your returns, the faster you get through something. So you let it return a little bit. See, I'm getting 10 per swing now. 9, 8, 9, 8. As the stamina gets lower, it gives you less and less of a return. So always try and have that. Now my skill in construction tools is now level 3. The axe counts as a construction tool. When you get higher, they become mining tools. Each tool has a specific type that it is. And you get this tree down, and then I'm going to go around to some of the other resources. Scrap that real quick. Grab the level 10. like having... So every once in a while I have to be quiet and listen. I heard the snow underfoot and I thought it was a zombie coming. I like a tidy area around my base. I'm not going to keep this base for very long, but I will keep it for a little bit. The reason I like a lot of the grass to be gone is some of the zombies are crawling, and it's really hard to see them when they're in the grass. Now let's check the trash. Some grass in there. Okay, that one's unlocked. Alright, now when you go into buildings, there's a couple things you want to do. You always want to search all the stuff, particularly sinks. Sinks and toilets, because sinks and toilets sometimes will have wrenches in them. We're pretty much just going to grab everything for now. Pile of trash on the ground, we're going to whack that. That's going to give us some paper. This couch, we're going to whack that. That's going to give us some fabric. Try not to hit the building too much. Don't need the wooden chair. We'll whack that. It'll give us some wood. Now breaking everything in these houses will give you resources. Check the toilet. Nothing in the toilet. Some things you don't want to break though, like the trash can, sometimes the refrigerator, the sink, because they will respawn items that were in it. This is steel. Whack that, whack that. Sometimes they give you tires. Sorry, this is iron, not steel. Pickaxes are much better for destroying things like this, but we don't have the tech for a pickaxe yet. Whoops, I did not mean to scrap that. Could have stopped it, but that's okay. I can just make another one. Now, when you pick up some resources, you can also move these things by hand. So if you go over this one, you scrap that. That's going to give us actual brass, and the can will give us iron. Now, one of the other cool tricks is if you hover over the backpack here, and X, it'll organize your inventory for you. Help keep things nice and neat and tidy. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. Now that's a metal plate on the ground. That'll give us some more iron. There might even be something underneath of it. Can break those, but I wouldn't suggest it because, like I said, this will respawn. See, that doorknob turned into brass before. That'll turn into iron. I'm gonna knock down this tree because I don't like the way it's sticking in the front. The more you use the tools, the more experience you get in that, and it goes up for the levels, and then you get better usage. Okay. now I'm going to go over here real quick. Show you a couple more things. Okay, so we have a cooler here. And in the cooler there is raw meat. You need to be careful with that because that will actually attract zombies. So we're going to leave it in there for now. If it's in a container, it won't attract the zombies. Gather all these things. Check this body real quick. 44 magnum, that'll be worth something later. There we go, got a pistol. Alright, so now that we've found that, we are going to switch up our inventory a little bit. We're now going to put our torch over here, scrap these. Scrap those. Take the wood down here. Small stone and the plant fibers. Alright, now on the gun, it's got 15 rounds in it. I have 12 rounds of extra ammunition. That is super, super useful. Check all these arrowheads. It's very easy to overloot. Check that trash pile. I think I already checked that one. So I'm pretty much just going over my immediate surroundings. A little disappointed. I would have liked to have gotten a wrench. You can take apart cars with the wrench. It gives you all sorts of great resources. Just about cleared up to my satisfaction. Check to see if there's anything underneath this. This is 1,000. That's going to take a while. That's a pretty durable piece of iron. So we're only going to do the one here just to show you. Notice how I'm not getting any material just yet. It'll all come at the end. Alright, so let's scrap that one. Scrap that one. Don't want to punch it. The resources at the lower right were from scrapping the tools, not from punching. 6 damage apiece right now with the lower stamina, 5, and the damaged weapon. It is useful in leveling up. Tool usage though. You also gain levels in construction by building things. And what we'll do here is I'm going to whack this one and then I'll go inside. Alright, so no hole underneath. Alright, we're going to close the doors. Not that they really do anything, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're going to go to our plant fibers. Go to recipes. And go up here to clothing. We need to do plant fiber pants, shirt, hood, shoes, and gloves. So hood, craft. Pants, craft. Shirt, craft. Shoes, craft. And gloves, craft. Basic survival, 3 of 8, craft, plant, fiber, clothing. And then fourth part of the quest is wear them. So what we're going to do is you hover over it, and then if you push up, it wears. Now I'm also going to show you what we currently look like. Notice how I'm starting to get some clothing on me. There we go. I have some clothes. Now you see up here the different stats. Impact, blades, fire, radiation. Gives me 10 degrees Fahrenheit and 5% water resistance. Then you go over here, level 1 player. My wellness is 100 out of 200. 63% hungry, 63% thirsty. Feels like it's 56.9 degrees. No kills. I've only traveled half a kilometer. Crafted 31 items, and longest life is 29 minutes. Alright, so now we need to craft a wooden club. Now you can go back here to basics, and it'll go through all the things in the basics that you can do. We'll do a wooden club. This is our weapon. So basically by doing this, we have now stepped up the game. So now zombies can basically appear. Now we need to find a feather, make a bow, and craft some arrows. But I want to go ahead and go over some of the stats again as well. Now we have a hood. You can get eyewear, get face wear, overcoats, chest armor, shirt, gloves, leg armor, pants, and shoes. Those are the different things you can wear. This is the different stuff on the map. Doesn't really help us just yet because I don't have anything to show you. Since I'm only level 1, I haven't gone up anything. So I can't show you how to use any points just yet. But the quest tracking, we are currently on this one, and it shows you everything that you need to do. Now you can also go into some of these, and it tells you different things that help. Okay, so nitrate is snow and wasteland, lead in the maple and pine, coal in the plains and burnt forest, oil shale in the desert. Okay. Clay can be seen as a medium brown spot on the surface. There's the bedroll. Quest tracking. Starting the basics of survival and first aid. Whoops, forgot. Alright, level 1. Alright, so we need to go find a bird's nest. It's going to be a little round one on the ground. Don't need to whack the grass to find them, I'm just cleaning up as I go. I wanted to break that item. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go specifically looking for a bird's nest and just pick up targets of opportunity as I go. Okay, so you see this, here's a stump. You always want to search the stumps, and to the left of it there's a bird's nest. A feather, would have preferred some eggs as well. Alright, so that was a whole bunch of different stuff in there. Now I have other bed rolls. I have some leather and vitamins, so we're going to go over this. We're going to use the vitamins. Now this can cure the early stages of dysentery, but also by using vitamins, what happens there is your maximum health and stamina cap can be increased as well. Now if we turn back around, if you look up on the top of the screen, day 1 it's 1302, and see how there's a bed icon up there? That leads us back to our base. That's where your bedroll is. Whack some trees here. Now as we play, you'll learn that there are different types of zombies. Some are harder to kill than others. The snow biome has the lumberjacks, which are some of the toughest zombies in the game. So we want to be careful. You can tend to see them from a distance as long as there's no items blocking your view. Like they're attracted to sounds. All zombies are attracted to sounds and the smell of meat. So you have to be careful with what you're carrying. There's a chicken down there. We're not going to kill that just yet. I always have a hard time killing the chickens because they're tiny little bastards. And you also have to watch out for bears. A little bit of gunpowder. Another set of tires. That's not actually on the surface. There's some zombies. Those are both crawlers. So now we get our first taste of zombies. See, he's not dead, and I shot him 3 times. If you shoot him in the head, they tend to go down a little faster. gonna search him first. He doesn't have anything, so let's whack the crap out of him. Some rancid meat. Doesn't have anything. What I was hoping I would get would be a long bone. Alright, now here's the age-old problem. My inventory is full. There's 2 items here that I want. Now I'm going to L3 down, and that'll automatically grab whatever I can. Grab the 4 arrowheads, or the 2 arrowheads, but the nails are still there. So now what I want to do is scrap this one. Scrap this one. Scrap that, and scrap that. And free up some inventory space. That was incorrect. Because I was in the thing, so it'll automatically, instead of putting it in the first available on my thing, it'll put it down there. Always check the cars. Bullet casings, those will be useful later. Gunpowder and paper, also be useful. Gun parts. Always check the purses. Alright, so painkillers, antibiotics, and I'm out of space again. Sometimes you can just drop things. Early on in the game, you don't really want to drop anything, so we're going to leave that there. Now, I'm going to show you... Ooh, there's a lumberjack way down there. So if we go to our map, now we can zoom in a little bit. And by hitting triangle, you could do waypoints. You can do a quick waypoint there. That just means I want to come back to that location. I could have done it as a save waypoint, which would put a different symbol there. But I just want to remember where I just was, so I can come back and finish looting. So I want the painkillers and the antibiotics. And grab this tree though first. Wood is always useful, so don't hesitate to grab some. Now I'm currently just walking. That was the other thing. When you L2 or when you left stick down, it'll start to run, but that uses your stamina, so use it sparingly. Another chicken. Right, now when you're in shelter, it automatically gives you protection from the elements. That's going to give us some coal. Now, we have a conundrum. Since we haven't broken any of these though, break this one because this is just wood. But since we haven't broken the refrigerator or even searched this cupboard, we can use these as storage. So what you can do is you can just flip everything in here. Because we don't need to be carrying around all these things. Now, of course, you run out of storage, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to organize that a little bit better. Grab a couple of these things. Because I don't want all of that in there. Some of these things are going to be more useful sooner rather than later. Organize that again. All right. Don't need the bedrolls, won't need the lump of coal, don't need the snowball just yet. Don't need the leather. The lead for that matter. Now what we do want to do is we want to make 2 arrows and a wooden bow. Let that one go. Start a base. Gather 45 wood. We've already done that. Craft a wood frame. Place a wood frame. And upgrade a wood frame. That's 3. So we are going to make 3 of these. I'm going to back out of there real quick and I'm going to show you an important part of the game. So we're going to hover over the can of chili and we're going to triangle. You can eat it, scrap it, or drop it. Base price 20, fullness plus 13.9%, hydration negative 6.9, so it actually makes you more dehydrated to do it, but it helps with the fullness. Fullness being how hungry you are. Food, 42%, water, 42%. So I'm going to keep it on this one, and we're going to eat. Water went down, food went up. And I'm healing, one of the active effects. Eat. And the other thing it does is it's giving us empty cans. So we are going to scrap those. And then we are going to hydrate. We're going to drink. That put us back up to that, and that gave us a glass jar. Now, it also gave us a free spot here. So we're going to place our wood frames. But before we do that, we're going to break, not those windows, we're going to break those windows. Place a frame there, place a frame there. Frame there. Now to upgrade, go to your construction tool like the hammer, and using your left, the L2. Now you have to be careful on this because if you have iron in your inventory, it will continue to upgrade through that. So we're going to put a few things in here. Particularly that iron. And then when it's done upgrading, it'll give you that noise. Now you can upgrade other things that are broken. Now, also said I didn't want to break these windows because I want to upgrade those a little bit. Those are actually pretty tough. Now, it uses resources with every level. It's taking 10 wood every time I do this. This was also why I said gather up a bunch of wood early. Now, zombies are only 2 units high. So the third one is almost unnecessary, especially since they're going to be one down anyways because of the way that the ground is. Zombies are automatically attracted to doors, so bear that in mind when you're building your bases. I feel like I'm on Renovation Nation or something. Alright, so the next thing I need to do is craft a campfire. That's under building. Takes 8 small stone. I have 151. I'm going to build that. Place it down in our action bar. And place it on the ground. Alright. Alright, so now we need to locate the trader. He is all the way over here. So we have some journeying to do. First we want to go back to that location. Let's check our inventory. Craft a new axe real quick. We're going to scrap this. Scrap this. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to do another trick. Put that there, but now we're going to do the wooden club. I'm going to make 20 of these. Only takes 49 seconds to do it. But watch how they get higher and higher and higher. The first one we had was level 1. Hey Saul, how are you doing? Now then, what we're going to do at the end here is we are going to grab the last one, and that's going to be our weapon. Then we're going to go back and scrap all of these. Don't want to totally waste the material. If you do it too fast, you run out of room in the queue. You can only do 4 things at once. So don't go too fast. Take your time. Alright, now the other thing. There's a rabbit right there. Sometimes they get stuck, and sometimes they run away. We are going to go and grab this real quick. And it says you're carrying something that smells and attracts zombies stored in a container. We are going to put this in the refrigerator real quick. Stop that. Now going back here. Okay, we don't have a cooking pot. We need that. Pretty much the only thing a fire is useful for before you have a cooking pot is to keep you warm. So now we have a weapon. Albeit not a very good one, but it's better than nothing. Little discolored spot on the ground. Grab some snowballs. That gave us some sand and some stone. We already been to that tree stump. Zombie off to the left. Searching that. Give us coins. Coins are used at the trader. That gave us a machete. That's awesome. So that's going to save us some trouble because we don't need to use a bone shiv. He's just chilling out over there. It's fine, he can stay over there. Some more coins. See a stump over in the distance. The stump right up there. Pig. You'd figure a headshot to the pig would have put it down. Now we've got a problem. 14 shots. Got a pig on the ground and a zombie right there. So these guys are tough. bleed out, I gotta use my first aid. And I have antibiotics, so I'm gonna use those. And I'm gonna use this to heal. Alright, so getting back to this, instead of using the bone chip, I want to use that. So now I'm out of ammo. Cooking great. Pigs can give me all sorts of yummy goodness. But I don't want to be carrying around the meat while I'm in here. So I'm going to search the house. And there's my wrench. Figure out what order I want everything in. What I want to do first is search the whole house. Pick up the candle. Break apart the bed. Alright, when it's dark, you can pull out your torch and it'll show you stuff. When you need to just use it, throw it on the wall for a minute. Then you can always pick it back up. But it does go right back into your inventory, so bear that in mind. Pipes on the wall, iron. getting thirsty. That's what the 25% on the left is. I was hoping for a cooking pot. Didn't get one. Alright, we are running low on inventory space. That's the one that I searched before. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. And grab our meat now that we are attracted to zombies again. Do a save waypoint here. I'm going to put a house. That way we know that we can always come back to it. Useful to eat. Now, if you don't have room in your inventory for something, and like you create a jar or a can, it just drops it on the ground. It does these little bags. If you're not careful, sometimes while you're mining and such, you'll start dropping the little bags. Don't want to get too close to him because I smell pretty good at the moment. So I'm going to put the meat in the fridge. Okay, so now what we're going to do here though is we're going to do this. One of those we're going to put up here. Alright, now we can do boiled water, the empty cans and the snowballs. So I'm going to show you that real quick. It turns the fire on. And it starts processing down here. And it's safe to drink. And it gives us the can back too. So sometimes it's good to have the cans. So we're going to run a few of those. It only carries one per stack though, which kind of sucks. Now we're going to take all the meat. And make a bunch of grilled meat. We can leave things stored in the fire. It does count as a container. Kind of cheesy, but it works. Now, in the event that you die, you respawn at your bedroll or near your bedroll, depending on your choice. Now, getting back to what I said about doors. Now, zombies are immediately attracted to doors. They're also immediately attracted to heat sources. Reinforce your doors, though. See, that one's already reinforced with steel. Iron, sorry. A decent amount of wood doing this, so bear that in mind. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the wrench real quick to show you what happens when you go after cars. Wrench. now you start getting into some interesting things with gas. Here. Also, use the blade to get rid of the corpse. Could leave him, he would respawn more stuff, but oftentimes they give you interesting things. Oh. See, I can hear the fire outside. So we're going to turn that off because it's done. 502 battery. That's a good one. Scrap that. Try and remember to close your doors when you leave. Feathers. Now if you see up on the map there's a Lycon. The white one. Oops. Just gonna run away from him. I have no ammo. You can use that to aim towards location on the map. That should be the trader. Let's verify. Yep. I'm going to just avoid the zombies for now. He's still following me. there by 2200. Alright, so time to run. Pig right next to the car. That's it. Time is running out, but I also didn't have anything to take to the trader. So I need to strip some parts real quick. Hey, look, ammo. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to have to finish that later because I have to get to the traders. Quickly. Close the door so that a zombie doesn't follow me in. Happened to me yesterday and it killed me.
A nickel ain't worth a dime anymore.
Alright, so this is the trader. These are all the different things that they have. Some things are more useful now than they are later. Hunting knife book is very good, but I only have 11 coins. And you can see some of these prices are pretty expensive. Okay, so different things available. You always want to check the secret stash first, because these are things that are just offered to you.
Just to let you folks know that Trader Joel's will be closed.
Well, what kind of lousy customer are you anyways?
And these are the schematics. clothing. What we want to do here, though, is we want to actually sell some things. 144. Max that out, 35. 35. Don't want to sell the brass. We're going to sell the oil. It's 277. The radiator's actually worth a bit, but that was because it's brass.
I guess you're not so bad after all.
Alright. Now, before it kicks us out of here, what it'll do is it'll shoot you right outside. Now that I have some more ammo. Finish breaking down the car. I'll jump you on the lag there. Alright, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to go upstairs. Crouching, you see we're undetected. I have to take a break for a couple minutes. Got to get my son some pasta. Be right back. And I'm back. Big fan of candles. Alright, it is now nighttime after 2200. Alright, just got a schematic. This is for a hunting rifle. So I can now repair and assemble them. So I'm going to read that. Another pistol. Some more ammo. Scrap it while it's in the thing. Alright, we're going to go to recipes. We're going to make a bone shiv. Then we're going to drop it. Gotta watch out for the spikes. They hurt zombies, but they also hurt you. That big tree. Make another axe real quick. See, we came around the bottom way. This road looks like it curves around those mountains. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go follow that road. Just to do a little exploring. Now when your inventory is getting tight, tends to one thing that you can drop that you don't get offended by dropping. And also make sure many activities like that, make sure you haven't dropped a bunch of bags on the ground. We'll leave those for later. Cloth fragments tend to be a good thing to be able to drop. We'll pick up the casings. That is a military base. You have to be careful over there because sometimes there are landmines. Deer in the road. Too sketchy on the inventory. Passing gas. Alright, that is a gas station. Tower. Oh crap, dog. Let's see what happened there. Seven Days to Die on console is not currently supported. There were a whole bunch of legal issues between Telltale Games, Fun Pimps, and Iron Gate They seem to have resolved themselves now, but it's going to be at least a year before there's any update to the console. PC, on the other hand, constantly updated. The original game designer, Fun Pimps, is a PC design house, and they hired somebody else to do the console side. And that company went out of business. Alright, so I come back and I died. So at least you get to see that. Now I gotta listen to the dog. Couple lessons here. You want to spawn on my bed or near my bed? We're going to do on my bed. Now you'll notice that everything on my tool belt is still there, but my inventory is empty. There is now a blue icon on the map with where I died. That is my backpack. I'm gonna go try and get it. Now I have the zombies on the game set to never run, but there are two types that always run. Dogs and feral zombies. And the dog is still right there. This might be bad. He's just waiting for me. I have 11 rounds in the gun. Alright, pistol skills only go up if you kill something. Got all my stuff back. And there are the things that I was talking about. Alright, so we're going to get rid of paper. Notice how I respawned with 92 max stamina and health. die, you come back a little bit less than before. Hey Roger, I am playing a private game just for the stream. I'm not planning on doing just random co-op players. Thanks for asking. He just did not want to go down. Let's get back into base. Now here I'm just going to stack up whatever I can. Fortunately, there's no easy way to stack things. Now, if you look on this stat, you'll see that there's a wellness stat. So every time you eat it, it increases your wellness. It might even put me back up. So I was over level 100. Not hungry, but I am thirsty. We are good to go on that. Is now 2200, or sorry, 0200. Means there's another 2 hours of nighttime left. Continue to work on some of the things here in the house, break down some more materials. Even light fixtures on the wall. You take Sometimes you gotta switch tools though. To get the best benefits. Make sure you're hitting the right thing. There, I was hitting the ground. And I have to be careful because I have iron in my inventory. Although, putting a little metal reinforcement on the door is never a bad thing. Okay, I don't have iron in the inventory anymore. Now, if you're not going to stay at a location for very long, you don't really need to do this. And I'm not going to be here much longer once Jennie gets on and we start playing together. We're probably going to build a base in a different location. But for now, I'm going to make the most of it, and it's going to be a waypoint, like a stopover point. Three o'clock in the morning, day 2. Now, one of the other things you can do is you can come in here and make a secure storage chest. I'm going to show you what the big difference on these is. So, we're going to place that down on the ground and see how it says locked. You can unlock it. You can actually give it a passcode. But these have a lot more storage. going to just put everything in here for now. Mainly because I kind of messed up there and put stuff in I didn't need to. Every once in a while I get these little teeny lag spikes that are so annoying. Not gonna break my birds because I want them to respawn things. Alright, now that I've got everything in there, we're going to organize, take the ammo, have a pistol already, that. Those are the three main resources you're always going to have. We're going to scrap that. Scrap that. Scrap that. Alright, and then we're going to make bone shoes again. We're going to drop all but one. We're going to replace the machete with that for now. Make a few wooden frames. Didn't know I could do that. Alright, it is now 4 a.m. Dawn of the second day. Would like to say that I survived my first night, but that would be a lie. I bit it. The dog got me. few internal walls. Get the open floor plan. Pretty much break down a whole bunch of stuff inside to gather as much resources in here as we can, because we don't really need walls. Don't need the chair. And it gives us experience on the use of the tools and a little bit of the resources back. Okay, don't want to destroy the toilet. Now while we're occupying the building, they won't respawn. But once we leave this location, they will. Now, if you want to quickly regenerate your stamina, drink. Now, when you come outside, you'll see something kind of interesting. There are going to be a couple blocks you couldn't get because there was something in the way. It's normally like a cabinet or a refrigerator. Now, some may argue that this is kind of pointless to do, and some would be right, but I like doing it. Gives me a little distraction. And it makes the house look nice and neat. And it also makes it stronger if I do need to use it as a shelter. Nothing wrong with stronger shelters. Let me check something real quick. Because that's cold. That's a zombie. Snow sucks. Just pretty much used all my ammo. 3 lumberjacks. Snowstorm is going away. There's the other body. Alright. That is why we do like lumberjacks. They suck. So, what we got off of that is an iron fire axe. Awesome. And a brown pepper coat. We're a little bit warmer now. Make more bone chips. Alright, now we have makings for torches. Make 14. Now you don't have to sit there and watch. It'll just keep going all by itself. Alright, we have 0 ammo in that gun. And 15 rounds of this one. We'd rather have 15 rounds than nothing. Alright, so made a mistake there. Need to make stone axe. The axe is a construction tool. The stone one is. The fireman's axe is a mining tool. It's good for cutting things, but won't put them back together. Just to show you the difference on this. 25 damage per. here. And we're going to get out of the weather. And that's where we're going to call it for this one. Hopefully Jennie will be on soon. But until next time, see you around.